had a really great thematic match with sort of the ideas at the center of our subjects' identity and the approach between how her family sees her and what she wants out of her life, and how riding a motorcycle overlaps with that. I thought there was interesting ideas between her father's pursuit to wanting to ride a motorcycle and excluding her, and her discovering herself and sort of what it meant about both of their interest in sort of expanding who they were and trying to explore what they really care about, how they feel, and trying to chase a sense of freedom. So I thought there was a lot of interesting ideas built around the family dynamic as well as her personal journey in terms of trying to figure it out. And I thought the piece had a great sense of editing and set design that made the piece feel very natural, and had a lot of great shots, especially towards the end with the writing, as well as a very comedic undercurrent that I thought worked well.
It seems like her desire to be on a motorcycle symbolizes her greater desire for freedom, and maybe the ability to fully express herself. Um, the antagonist in the story, although she's doing so with good intentions, is her mother. She does not want her to ride for fear of being injured, and this all comes to a T when she's not only caught riding her motorbike, which she purchased in secret, but her father is also hospitalized by a motorcycle accident. Eventually, we see that the mother and daughter make peace with each other, and she is able to take her dad out for a ride on the back of her motorbike. Um, this kind of symbolized to me that she was finally being accepted by her parents and her family, not only for her desire to ride a motorbike and to be free physically, geographically, but I thought it was also maybe a conversation of her being accepted for her sexuality and being able to truly express herself and be able to do what she wants.
The dynamic in the story between the mother and daughter was probably what was the big selling point of this. It's what kept my attention through it because they were polar opposites, but you could tell they really cared for each other and wanted to understand each other. They just can't. Mom even tells her to be normal at one point. The fact that she seems to be the head of the family, the daughter, it's something that's not seen a lot, where there's a power struggle, and you could tell that the mom's just genuinely worried about her. It's a very moving story where you could tell that there is a dynamic of it and who the protector is, because the brother just doesn't seem to care about anything but his phone. But she is a very strong character, and this film does feel very complete because you could feel the relationship of this character with her friend, her brother, her dad, her mom. But I would still say that the selling point is the different dynamic, and this is very much a mother-daughter story as they come to a power struggle with growing up.
This moment where at the beginning of the film, their father comes out showing them the Harley that he's bought, and he's saying, hush, hush, let's not tell mom. And he's trying to bond with his son. Meanwhile, we kind of get to see his daughter go a little unnoticed, trying to have this moment of bonding with her father. He's kind of lost in this idea of riding this Harley, and our lead, who essentially gets the inspiration to buy her own bike despite her, essentially disobeying her mother's rules. And so, but this is what she really wants. She wants her own bike. She even voices it at the beginning of the film. Dad, I want to get my own bike. And so when she's caught with this bike, it does create some tension within the relationship of the mother and daughter. We kind of get to see the true happiness that and the sense of freedom our lead character gets as she rides this bike around town. We finally get to see her have this moment with her dad and actually truly have this bonding experience as she has him hop in the back and she's driving him around town. I think that is a really beautiful moment for our lead character because she's sort of seeking for this moment the entire time.
It tackles a lot of issues when it comes to, your own personal identity versus the identity that your parents want to give you. And I feel like that's a very relatable concept, especially when you're trying to find your place in the world, you're trying to find your identity, and you're being told the identity you should have versus the identity you want to have. I feel like it's very relatable for a lot of us where, if there's something you want to do, but you don't have that support, but you can do it yourself if you strive hard enough, if you work hard enough. And even after all that, after that independence, it's still taken from you in the sense that even though you've gained your independence, those life decisions are still being decided for you. I feel like a lot of us have been in that situation, and it makes you root for her because you see how happy she is when she gets her dream, and how crushing it is that they still want to take it away from her.
Somebody, finally goes after what they truly want, and whether that's living the way that they want to live or buying a motorbike or whatever. But I thought it was really, really fun and really, really kind of moving because you saw kind of what she was struggling with and what she was, having to contend with within her family and within those dynamics. And, that's never easy to confront and that's never easy to go against. I thought it was a really wonderful way to kind of use something like getting a motorbike and going against your parents' wishes for that to kind of transcend that specific situation and lend itself more to making your choices as an adult that maybe your family doesn't necessarily agree with, maybe your friends don't necessarily agree with, but you're an adult now, and so now it's your life that you have to start making for yourself. And I think that they were able to use like a specific situation to get that point across.